questions. I could take a child to the back bedroom unsupervised and talk to them. And we were never trained that folks had Bill of Rights, constitutional rights, any rights. And one day, my grandfather woke me up. He came in the house, he said, "Where's your ID?" I said, "I don't know." And he goes, "Get the hell out." And I was like, whoa. So I went back to my CPS unit and I said, there's this constitutional thing, Bill of Rights thing. They didn't care. My CPS boss was vice chair of the Democratic Party up in Washington State. Used to say to me, "Well, you know, Margo, sex abuse doesn't kill children." And so that was the moment that CPS had started to move from children who had been really in danger to the thing that they called neglect. And then 3 years later in '97 with Bill Clinton's law, it gave the state a $4,000 bonus for every early termination of parental rights and quick adoption out. So 1 year, and I still have the email, they sent it to all social workers in Washington. I wasn't in CPS at the time, but I got the email congratulating social workers for making the quota, because for each one, they got a $4,000 bonus. So I saw it, I knew something was happening and changing. I was a whistleblower probably from the first year. I was in DSHS, and then they took me out of CPS because I wouldn't shut up. And so then I ended up being a daycare licenser, and I saw the problems there as well, and blew the whistle. And finally, one too many children died, and I went public on King 5 News in Seattle, helped them with a big investigation story on daycare. Now, one of my friends in the system was a foster care licenser, and I asked her one day, I said, "How many foster care should never have gotten a license?" She said 50%. And before I came down to here, I did the CPS hotline up in Yakima, Toppenish area. And so I worked night times and weekends, and a lot of times it was to place children into foster care. They'd already been placed. And there were some foster cares I would not use. I mean, I took the children in there and I thought, no. And one of them, one night late, I got a read on the foster dad. This guy's a sex offender. So I went home, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke my supervisor up and I said, "I will not place any more children in this home. I know this guy is a sex offender." So then I moved down here to go to grad school, and then my supervisor called and said an allegation of sexual abuse had come out against that foster dad. So my journey has been this, and after I got fired for whistleblowing, 6 months later, an attorney called looking for an expert in daycare. I go, "Well, I'm an expert." And so then I started doing those cases. I've been able to hold managers accountable up there in DSHS.
Amen.
And got some justice for children. I've helped a few parents get their children away from CPS or not to go into CPS. And so I feel like I've been doing some of this alone for all these years. And so I'm so happy to see you guys doing what you're doing.